Good morning, students. Today we will read the remaining part of chapter 5, The Summit Within. Students, till now we have studied that the physical victory of a mountain is the only one part of its achievement. Okay, the experience of climbing the mountain is not only physical but it is emotional and spiritual also. So let's read the next paragraph at page number 78. Open your book. Consider a typical climb towards the summit on the last heights. The writer is saying that just think about a normal climb towards the peak of the last height of the mountain. Suppose you are sharing a rope with another climber. Means you are sharing a rope and the other climber is holding that rope. You firm in means you make yourself firm. He cuts the step in the hard ice and the other climber cuts the step in that hard ice. Then he belays and you inch your way up, and after that belays fix a rope. Then the other climber, he fixes a rope, and after that you start moving moving towards the last height slowly. The climb is grim. The climb towards the last height, towards the peak of the mountain is horrible, grim, very hard. You strain every nerve as you take every step. As you move forward, as you take the forward step, at that time you apply your whole strength, you apply your whole energy, you make utmost effort whenever you take every step. Famous climbers have left records of the help given by the others, and on that climb, the famous climbers, they have left the record of the help and the help that was given by the other people. They have also recorded how they needed just that help. They have also mentioned that how they needed the help of the others, else they might have given up. They have mentioned that if they have not been helped, then they might have given up. Means if they have not been helped, they might have left the climbing. Breathing is difficult whenever you are moving forward, whenever you are climbing up. The breathing is very difficult. You curse yourself for having let yourself in for this, and after that, when you feel difficulty, at that time you curse yourself for starting this expedition. You wonder why you even undertook the ascent, and you are surprising that why you decided to start the climb. There are moments when you feel like going back, and after that there is a moment when you are climbing. At a moment, then there is a moment when you feel that you are going back. It would be sheer relief to go down instead of up. You feel that it would be only relief to go down, not to go up. Means instead of climbing up, it would be only relief to go down. But almost at once you snap out of the mud. But at the time, at once, immediately, you come out of such kind of mud. There is something in you that does not let you give up the struggle, and there is something inside you that prevent you to give up, to leave the struggle. Means there is something that inspires you to struggle, and you go on, and after that you keep on, you move on. Your companion keeps up with you. Your companion is also with you. He is having an eye on you. Just another 50 feet or 100 maybe. Suppose you have to climb 50 feet or it may be 100 feet. You ask yourself, is there no end? You talk to yourself. You ask yourself that you ask yourself if there is no end. You look at your companion and he looks at you. Means both of you, you and your companion, you and the other climber, both of you look towards each other. You draw inspiration from each other, and both of you get inspiration from each other. Both of you get inspiration from each other. Both of you means you and your companion, the other climber, and then without first being aware of it, you are at the summit. And after that, when you get inspiration by your companion, after that, without being aware of it, you are at the peak, you are at the summit. Means there is something inside you that inspires you to climb up, that inspires you to keep on struggling. Looking round from the summit, you tell yourself that it was worthwhile. And when you are at the top, you are at the peak, and you look from there, at that time you tell yourself that it was suitable. Other silvery peaks appear through the clouds. You are able to see other silvery peaks around the place where you are standing. If you are lucky, the sun may be on them, and if you are lucky enough, then the rays of sun are coming on those silvery clouds, silvery peaks. If the surrounding peaks look like a jeweled necklace around the neck of your summit, on the summit which you are standing, the surrounding peaks are looking just like a jeweled necklace around the mountain where you are, around the peak where you are standing. Below you see vast valley sloping into the distance, and when you see below that height, you find that vast valleys that are sloping into the distance. It is an ennobling, enriching experience to just look down from the summit of a mountain, and to look down to see from the peak of a mountain, from the summit of a mountain. It is an excellent and enriching experience for anyone. You bow down and make your obeisance to whichever God you worship, and after that you bend there, you bow down there, and you show your respect to whichever God you worship. I left on Everest a picture of Guru Nanak, Rawat left a picture of Goddess Durga, Dorje left a relic of the Buddha, Edmund Hillary had buried a cross under a cairn in the snow. These are not symbols of conquest but the reverence. The writer is saying that I left a picture of Guru Nanak on the Everest, his companions Rawat, he left a picture of Goddess Durga, Dorje, he left a memento of Buddha, Edmund Hillary, he buried a cross under the cairn, means a heap of rock in the snow, and these are not the symbol of victory, means leaving such kind of pictures, mementos are not the symbol of victory, but these are the symbol of respect, reverence. The experience of having climbed to the summit changes you completely. The writer is telling us that when you climb on the peak of the mountain, then the experience of climbing the mountain, it changes you completely. There is another summit. The writer is telling us, he is advising us that he is making aware of us that there is another summit and it is within ourselves. It is inside us. It is in your own mind. The other summit is where? It is in our mind. It is in our heart. Each man carries within himself his own mountain peak, and everyone is having that other summit, and he is carrying or she is carrying the mountain peak. He must climb it to reach to a fuller knowledge of himself, and he must climb, and one must climb on that summit, on the another summit which is inside us, to get the self knowledge, the fuller knowledge for ourselves, that is fearful and unscalable, which cannot be conquered. It cannot be climbed by anyone else. The summit which is inside us, that cannot be climbed by another person. It can only be climbed by us. You yourself have to do it. No one will do it. You yourself have to climb on the other summit which is inside you, which is not looking. You are unable to see. You are able to see the mountain Everest, but you are unable to see the other summit, the other peak which is inside you. But only you will have to climb on it. The physical act of climbing to the summit of a mountain outside is akin to the act of climbing the mountain within. Means the physical act of climbing to the peak of the mountain outside is just similar to the act of climbing of the mountain within us. Means both the climbings are same, whether we are climbing outside or whether we are climbing within us. The effects of both the climbs are the same, and the effect of both the climbs that are similar. Whether the mountain you climb is physical or emotional and spiritual, the climb will certainly change you. Whether the mountain you climb is physical, is outer, or emotional or spiritual, means whether you are climbing on the outer mountain or the summit which is inside you, whether it is physical or emotional or spiritual, the climb will certainly change you. Means if you have climbed, if you have won, what is the writer referring the inside summit? Means the greed, the jealousy, the ignorance. Means we have to own over these feelings. Okay, so if your climb is physical or emotional or spiritual, it will change you completely, and it teaches you much about the world and about yourself. And when you will be succeed to overcome, to climb the summit which is within you, and after that climbing will teach you too much about this world and yourself too. I venture to think that my experience as an Everester has proved me with inspiration to face life's ordeals resolutely. The writer is saying that when I risk to think that my experience as an Everester, it has proved me with the inspiration to face the life painful experiences firmly. Okay, the writer is saying that when I dare to think my experience as an Everester, it proved me, it inspired me. The meaning of this line, it inspires me, it always inspires me when I think about my experience as an Everester. It always inspires me to face the obstacles of the life firmly. Climbing the mountain was a worthwhile experience. when I was climbing the Mount Everest, it was a appropriate, suitable experience. The conquest of the internal summit is equally worthwhile, and the victory of the internal peak, the internal summit, the victory over the internal summit, that are ignorance, that are greed, that are jealousy, is equally suitable. The internal summits are perhaps higher than Everest. And the writer is saying very important and very inspirational line. If we have overcome the internal summit, that are the greed, that are jealousy, that is ignorance, that is jealousy, that is greed. If we have overcome over such kind of feelings, so perhaps these internal summits, these internal peaks are higher than Everest. These are higher than Mount Everest. Means we have to overcome, we have to try to overcome the bad feelings which is inside us, the greed, the jealousy, the ignorance. Okay, so I hope that you all have understood this chapter. The chapter is completed. I will provide you the exercise with this lecture. Thank you for watching this video. Thanks a lot. Write the word meaning and complete the chapter. Okay, thank you and have a nice day ahead.